I have one more question about jealousy. The question is, which is the root for jealousy? How can we cooperate with the master to let this jealousy drop away?
I think we should call Dorothea to answer this question. Psychology. Yes, really, I would like to know what you think about it. Yeah, bitte. Come. Nein, here.
Come here.
I do believe that if a little child cannot establish a relationship towards her or his mother, then that a certain psychological disturbance can arise in the little child, which prevents the child really from being able to communicate later on with other persons. And this child has a deficit. Now, under such circumstances, the child feels the need to compete with other persons and needs confirmation, affirmation from the outside. There's no assurance for that child to be loved by the outside world. There are further stages of the evolution, of evolution of this phenomenon which is called jealousy, and there is one when the child is about 3 or 4 years old. Now, at the age of 3 or 4, the child has to learn that there is essentially from that age onward a triangular relationship between the child and the mother and the father, and no longer the bilateral relationship which had existed until then between the child and the mother. And many persons do appear to get stuck on that level of evolution, that is to say, at the evolution of at 3 years or 4 years. There's a clarification that it's really in terms of not being able to tolerate triangular relationships that the person emotionally, or in terms of emotional maturity, gets stuck. Now, this concerns the origin or the roots of that feeling or that negative emotion which is called jealousy.
What about the remedy?
It's enough, no?
What about how to... Ich habe eine Frage. Why do we get stuck at the age of 3 or 4? I agree. We have a triangular relationship and we don't want that. But surely when we become adult, this should drop off.
Now, this has to do with the parental relationships. If one part of the parents, either the mother or the father, tries to take possession of the child, then... Now, if either the father or the mother really binds the child in order to establish a bilateral and exclusive relationship, then, ex definitione, the child is unable to develop the capacity of a triangular relationship.
I agree. But that is not the entire solution, you see. See, one of the intentions of growing up, I'm not saying that we grow up intentionally, but we do grow up. And one of the intentions or the aims of growing up are to forget these traumas of childhood. Generally in India, we believe that when the first child is followed by the second child, then the second child gets all the attention of the mother, the first child becomes jealous. I think that's what happens here in the mission also. Because once we have the first group of abhyasis, let us say in a particular city X, this group has a sort of a group identity. It is as if it is one individual and there is not much problem between the members of that group. But when a second group starts forming, the members of the first group become jealous of the members of the second group. This is my observation. And what happens is some of the members of the new group are absorbed into the first group and they start becoming jealous of the remainder of the second group. So my impression is, I'm not a psychologist, but this is based on observation. My impression is that when your identity is threatened, then you become jealous of that which is the threat to your identity. And this is strengthened when the preceptor or the master gives more attention to the new members than to the older members. It is necessary to give that attention. And I think it is a sign of maturity that a senior or an advanced member should recognize that the new person needs more attention, therefore he is getting more attention. It is a sign of the abhyasis maturity. So my observation is that jealousy is not because of not getting something tangible like progress. It is a craving for attention. That is a sufficient answer for that question, because if you go further it is becoming psychological, analytical, it's not necessary. At the root of that need for attention is always insecurity. Now when we come to a spiritual system like Sahaj Marg, this insecurity should not remain, because we talk so much of the master and what he is doing for us, how he looks after us in a total way. If we really believed all this, there should be no insecurity and consequently there should be no jealousy. So like almost all beliefs, these beliefs are with the intellect and not with the heart. And therefore these negative things persist even after years of abhyas, practice. So jealousy, if it is there in an advanced level, it only shows lack of faith in the master. It is rather unfortunate because it also shows that they are not aware of what they have got. Because if they could see their inner condition, the spiritual condition, they would understand what the master has already done for them. And that would surely remove all feelings of insecurity and therefore jealousy. So there is one very definite way of progressing out of this rather childish emotion. And that is to try and maintain a diary so that you know what you are getting, how much you are developing, how much you are progressing. And that will help us to separate the attention that we get from the progress that is given to us. I often give the example of a doctor coming to a neighbor's house every day, you see. And you are jealous that the doctor is coming to him but not to us. But when we understand that the doctor's attention is needed there because somebody is sick, then we are relieved that the doctor is not coming to us. What it really means is there are two aspects to the preceptors or the master's work. One is the attention that they give to the abhyasi to remove defects, to remove grossness and to bring them up to a certain level. The second is the progress that everybody gets, deserving or undeserving, because that is by the grace of the master. So if we attend to our progress, we will not be attentive to his attention to others. And only at that stage this problem goes finally. That's all.